Hello everybody, and welcome to another Sims 4 build. Today we are continuing our series with the Little Town, and today we're going to be working on the grocery store. Now there's not too much to say about this build. It's just a little tiny, hole in the wall grocery shop with some fresh produce, a lot of debug items that I hunted for in order to fill up the shelves and whatnot. It's also one that you have to make sure that move objects is on, or some of the fruits that I put into a basket might disappear. And this shop made me realize that I kind of overlooked, I should say, the potential for this little town where I was about to put the little veterinary treat dispenser in there. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't leave enough room for a veterinary clinic in this little town, or like a little tiny walk-in clinic, which made me a little bit sad. But I could always turn one of the apartments maybe into a vet clinic, because I did turn, originally this build was supposed to have 4 apartments. It only has 3 because I turned one into a gym. So I mean, you could always renovate one of the apartments to be a little vet clinic if you wanted it to, or a little hospital, things like that. There's endless possibilities for all these, rooms and stuff. So basically I'm just trying to figure out how to do a fruit stand display right up front here. I kind of wanted to give it multiple levels so that all the different fruits and veggies can be displayed, because with the help of debug, you can pile them on no problem. But I couldn't really get anything, big or bulky. And then I thought maybe I'll use barrels or, containers of some sort in order to put it on. I don't know why those cats and dogs crates are so darkly shaded. I don't get it. Don't understand it. But it is what it is. And I did end up using those. So, yeah, what I was saying. I thought about bins, putting it in bins. And then I found something to put in the little collector shop. So I did. Of course. I also thought maybe I should do only spooky builds this month because it's October, but then again I've been streaming a lot and haven't had too much time to go crazy with playing The Sims and doing crazy builds, because I've actually wanted to enjoy the gameplay. So I decided to size up those Jungle Adventure baskets in order to put the fruit in them, and now I'm just trying to think of a stand in where to put them. I was thinking about putting that little trellis in the floor and sort of bringing it upwards to be like a little, fruit, I guess it would be like a bunker, like a fruit bunker that, they have freezer bunkers in grocery store. This would be for fruit and veggies. But that didn't work too well, and I was just like, but yeah, I've mostly been playing The Sims for actually playing it rather than, just endlessly building, which I do love building. It's what I do 90% of the time, but I've spent so much money on the game, I might as well actually use it as a game. So I just sized up and down these little, baskets in order to make a little array of different size baskets, give it a little bit more flavor, a little bit more texture in order to get it to look nice. And then I just use the table, I think that's also from Casa Dog, to give it a little bit more of a vibe, and cluttered, because it's not a very big store, so a little cluttered, full of boxes, extra produce laying around. And then I was so happy that those came in bunches that I didn't have to put them one by one onto the shelves, because that would just get insane. But then I realized just putting bunches everywhere, they're gonna all start to look the same. So I had to start layering it with one of each. Also, because of the way they are, I couldn't really stack them well, so they're kind of just bottom of the barrel. Maybe the shop just closed, maybe it's just open, there's not too much fruit left. You gotta live. Also, for some reason those fruits were sticking to the shelf, so I was like, screw it, just put them all there and then slide them into the box. Sort of give them their own pattern and whatnot. And since I didn't have a lot of space, I sort of mixed a bunch of different things in the same thing. I'm putting the watermelon and the apples and the asparagus all in the same thing. And I think I've put potatoes and all that good up in this place. Just couldn't get it to all have their own separate containers. So I just put fruits in the one, ground vegetables in another. And then I was like, oh, this fish actually shows up like when you have it there, so I can use that. I thought I could put a fish container, but I couldn't get them inside the container, which was unfortunate. Even with debug, having the fish on the ground and then say your sim picks it up and then tries to put in a fish container, your sim can't pick up the fish, which is unfortunate, but understandable. There's bags of fertilizer, and then I was like, oh, I'll put the chicken in here, and then I'm like, the chicken can't go straight on the counter. That's not how chicken works. That would be highly contaminating. Like, if you've ever worked in a meat department, because I've worked in a meat department for a very long time. For a year, I worked in the meat department. I worked at a grocery store for like multiple different times across my life, but I worked in a deli department when I was like a teenager, and then when I was in my 20s, I worked in a meat department / every other department. Also found some bread, and I'm like, yeah, let's put some bread up in here. You gotta be very specific in like where you pack your meat. Like, ground beef has to be on the top shelf, or like ground pork, then ground beef, then chicken and turkey on the bottom shelf, because like if there's any run through, certain things have to be cooked certain temperatures. And while ground beef can be the rawest, or like steak or whatever, it can be really raw, chicken and turkey all have to be thoroughly cooked. So if you have chicken over beef, and someone doesn't cook their beef all the way, so they have a medium rare steak, they'll get poisoned. So it's very thing. So like what I'm doing now, totally unrealistic. You'd never see that in a grocery store. You'd never see fish mixed with meat. You'd never see chicken and steak on the same shelf either. But, I was just like, I just want to fill these shelves with stuff, so I'm not going to be realistic. And then I found like those little cheeses and some spices from, what's it called? Jungle Adventure. I just said the name too. And then I found some more veggies, and I'm like, oh, I'll pop these in. And then I'm like, oh, do I really want to do that? I'm just popping them all on the ground to get like a good amount of, all of them. And then I'll find homes for them, around the shop. Yeah, those ready to eat cheeses. That'd be nice. Just have some ready to eat cheese, in the grocery store. That'd be a good idea. And then, of course, I use the garlic braids because you got to keep them vampires away. And now you can sell them, because those things are really hard to make. Like, you have to learn a lot in The Sims before you can make those things. And then it takes a lot of garlic, and garlic is expensive. So, like, by the time you get around to making them, the vampire's already, like, bitten you 1,000 times, and you've missed work, and now you don't have any electricity, and your whole world's falling apart, all because the vampire was like, you make a nice snack. I wish the vampires had a little bit of chill, and I wish your Sims could, like, fight them. Just like a vampire comes. I know they have like that hypnosis, but like if your sim is awake when they enter the house, like if there was a reaction that you could have for your sim to do something, that'd be great. But I doubt that'll ever happen. But it looks like we are nearing the end, just doing some final touches on the decorations. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you like this, you can click on the playlist and watch all the others, past and future ones to come, of this big little town build. It is a pretty massive build with a lot of videos. And if you wanted to get it, it is in the gallery under the Origin ID Stephanie Red, just as it is on YouTube. If you wanted to catch more of me, you can catch me on Twitch. I stream almost every night, and you get a guaranteed stream at 3 to 4 p.m. on Monday and Friday. I have it set for 4 p.m., but I might start streaming earlier. Not too sure. I originally had it set for 3, but a lot of my friends get home around 4 to 5, so I like to play a lot of games with them. I mean, it's a variety stream. We're not always playing The Sims. We're not always playing Overwatch. We do a lot of Jaxbox, so if you wanted to come play with us, you can. Also, I have a new Discord, which you are free and welcome to join. Give me some suggestions for builds. I would love that. And anything else you can think of. I also have Instagram where you can see my kitty or my face. It's fine. All those kind of links are down in the description. And subscribe. because I do post a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if you wanted to make sure you never miss one. And like this video if you like it. Let me know. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments, because I am going to open up to taking requests because I'm kind of running out of ideas of what to do. But yeah, if you have any requests for builds and whatnot, you can always hit me up in the comments or on the Discord. But again, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day.